my channel. Today's video is going to be a story time on why I don't use Bumble BFF anymore. Now, this story time gets a little bit crazy, so get your snacks, get your drinks, get whatever you need, and get ready to sit down and tune in for the tea. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on the video. Definitely let me know your thoughts on this because I'm very curious to see what other people would have done in my shoes, in my situation. So without further ado, let's get into it. Today's story time is going to be about the worst friend I ever made off that app, as well as my weird coworker who grabbed my wrist.
Woke up this morning with a little bit of PTSD, so I'm going to have some Martinelli to calm me.
Yeah, so Miss Girl got cut off, and I never spoke to this coworker again.
I'm not going back and forth with you bitches. I'm living my best life.
So this story starts off with this girl that I met off Bumble BFF because I was on there trying to make friends, and we're going to call her Bird Brain. Now, you're going to understand why very soon. And then I had a coworker who we ended up hanging out with, and we're going to call him Mr. Slow. Me and Bird Brain had met up a couple of times and hung out at like a festival in our area. I had gone to her house and had drinks. She'd come over to my house and had drinks. Pretty normal stuff. We went out shopping together sometimes. We'd go get a margarita. It would be like regular friend stuff, and I thought she was pretty cool so far, like in the beginning, because we were only friends for I think less than 6 months. Yeah, we were friends for less than a year, so it was only a couple months that this lasted, but for those few months we were cool, and we would just go out and do regular stuff once in a while. Now, I had never hung out with Bird Brain in a like social situation with men. I didn't think it was a big deal because I act the same across all social situations. Like, my personality doesn't change depending on who I'm around. I might be shy around people I don't know, like everyone gets shy around strangers, but other than that, I act the same no matter where I go. I had been to one party at Bird Brain's house, and there were boys there and girls, you know, of course. Like, that was really the only situation where we hung out with like men. So I didn't think that she was one of those girls that completely changes her personality when she gets around the male species, but I was sadly mistaken. I was wrong. Yes.
She's not a Christian!
So one day, me and Bird Brain decided to go hang out, and we went to this mall. And this mall was about like 45 minutes away from our area. So I picked her up, and we drove over there, and we went shopping, and we got some food, and we had a whole day. So I have a few videos and pictures from there, so I will be inserting them in the video. But like, we did a little bit of shopping. We were just having fun, like little girl time. You know, it was a good time. And we were really just eating our food when my coworker, Mr. Slow, texted me. And let me give you a little bit of context on Mr. Slow. The way that me and Mr. Slow got cool was that he was trying to talk to me at work. Like, he was trying to get my number. Oh, I think you're cute type thing. And I was like, hey, I'm not really interested, but if you'd like to be friends or you want to just get to know me regular, we can do that. But I'm not really looking for anything right now, and I don't participate in the whole hookup culture thing, so basically you're not going to get anything out of me, and I'm not sorry. So I was very clear about that in the beginning. Also, he had a child. He had a daughter that was a couple years old and a baby mother and everything, and I just felt bad because, you know, I was working on, and I'm still working on my people pleasing, so I felt like, oh my gosh, I don't want to tell him, like, I'm not going to be your stepmommy, I'm not going to do that. So I was really pushing the friend narrative because I didn't want to hurt his feelings, and also I was the supervisor, so I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not dating anybody at my job. I'm here to work and collect my check and go home. So we hung out a few times after work. Sometimes he'd be like, hey, could you drop me at the train station? And it was on my way home, so I was like, sure. Or, hey, can you drop me at my house or whatever? And it was only like 10 minutes up the street, so I was like, sure, why not? Because I'm nice. Like, literally, I'm nice. Like, we can be friends. I meant that. But, you know, I was really just trying to put myself out there and socialize. And it backfired so bad. So after a while of us being kind of cool, he catches an attitude out the blue with me at work. And I was confused. And so, because me and my other coworkers, who were all older than us, like, we were in our 20s, me and him, but the rest of them were like 30, 40-year-old grown men, grown women. Like, now, I mentioned their ages because we all used to joke around and have fun, right? So again, if you are in your early 20s, if you are a teenager, if you are an older woman, or you're just in your 20s in general, if you're a young woman, do not make friends with your coworkers. That is the best advice that I can give you. Do not make friends with your coworkers. Don't make the mistake of thinking that they're your friends. I don't care if you go out for drinks. I don't care if you guys hang out, eat together every single day, live together. That is not your friend. I don't care. I don't care what you go through with those people. They are not your friends. And I really had to learn that. Even though I already knew it and it's common knowledge, I really had to learn that again. Because just because me and these people used to joke around doesn't mean that me and them were cool. Because they screwed me over in the end. So I told my coworkers about it, and they start telling him, like, oh, what's wrong with you? You guys were just cool. She's trying to be your friend. What's your problem? And he starts with this,
Oh, I'm traumatized and people have done me wrong in the past.
okay, but I haven't done shit to you. I didn't do shit to you. That don't have nothing to do with me. So I nicely said that, and then I kind of left the situation alone because I'm not going to beg you to be my friend. I'm just explaining, hey, this is weird, because if we were just chit-chatting and then now you're catching an attitude and being rude to me, yes, I'm going to have some questions. From there, we went back to being cool. Like I said, we'd hang out once in a while after work or whatever. One time, I went and dropped him off and hung out with him and his brother. So I was really just trying to make friends and be cool. Like, I've had guy friends in the past. I've had a lot of guy friends. I'm not like that. When I say friend, I mean friend. So Mr. Slow texts me while I'm with Bird Brain at the mall eating, and I had been planning to hang out with him soon anyway, because we had been talking about, oh, when are you off? We should do something when we're both off or whatever. I was like, sure. So given that I was with Bird Brain, I called him and we ended up talking on the phone. I was like, oh, maybe we can all just hang out, because he's probably with his brother anyway. We can just do a group hangout. I don't mind. I'm already out here with Bird Brain. Why not? Like I said, I drove 45 minutes to that mall for us to go out. I drove 45 minutes to that mall for us to go out. So might as well go out. So I tell him, hey, we're at such and such place. If you want to link up, we can. And he's like, yeah, you guys can come chill or whatever right now. So we basically tell them, hey, we're not ready yet. We're going to run home and change, and you can take care of whatever you need to take care of right now, and then we'll link up at such and such a time. And they were like, okay, cool. So now not only did I drive me and Bird Brain all the way 45 minutes to this mall, but I'm driving us 45 minutes back, 10 or 15 minutes around our area to go to her house and then my house so we can both change and put our shopping stuff away. And then, guess what? It's an hour to go hang out with Mr. Slow and his brother. Yeah. So I know at this point, most of you are probably like, why did you do all that driving? Why would you even go hang out if it was so far away? And the answer I have for you is that when we were at the mall, the place that they were at was only 30 minutes away. When I checked how far it was from our area, it was an hour away. But I was like, you know what? It's a Saturday. Why not? Let's go out. Let's have fun. Let's go do something. I've been wanting to get out of the house anyway. Run home to get changed. I drive us home and we get changed. We put our things away. And then we start driving the hour that it's going to take us to get to Mr. Slow and his brother. So we go over there and it's at his baby mother's apartment complex where, you know, I dropped him off before. I don't really care because, again, we're just here to hang out. You know, we got dressed. We look cute or whatever. My outfit was cute. Girl, my outfit was cute this day, okay? So I'm just getting cute because we're going outside, because I like to get cute. Not because we're going to see Mr. Slow and his brother. This is not that. So I'm joking with Bird Brain, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna go on a two-man, or whatever. Getting into what a two-man actually is when you go on like a double date with your friend. And a lot of the time, people online that talk about two-mans will be doing like, taking it too far on the two-man, and maybe do a lot of things that other people don't. As far as I think of it, it's kind of like a double date. So I'm joking with Bird Brain, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna go on a two-man, or whatever, knowing I'm not gonna do anything because this is not high school. This is not that. I'm like, we're going to hang out and have a good time. That's it. Like, we're just going to chit chat, socialize. That's as far as I'm concerned. That's all I'm going to do. So she was talking about, oh, what if we kiss or whatever, or something like that, because Bird Brain was very male centered. That's why I call her Bird Brain, because she was all about boys. Every time that we would go out, she would be talking about having sex, literally. Like, she would talk about that, and we'd be at dinner having like drinks or something, ordering some food, and she'd be like, yeah, I just did XYZ with this guy, and his was so big, and oh my gosh, and she's talking so loud, like basically yelling. Other tables are looking at me like I'm crazy. So like I was saying, Bird Brain was bored crazy, and we get there, and I drive the hour to Mr. Slow and his brother to pick them up so we can all hang out. We pick them up, they get in the car. Mr. Slow barely says hi, but I'm like, okay, whatever. And I'm telling them, what are we gonna do? Let's go to the park. Why don't we go somewhere and do something? Like, you know, what are we gonna do, guys? And when I suggested the park, they're like, oh no, we don't want to go to the park. It's too cold or whatever. And it was only a little bit cold outside. It was like maybe a little chilly, but we all had jackets. So I'm like, why not go to the park? But whatever. They're like, oh no, just pull into a parking spot. So as I'm going to pull into a parking spot, why does Mr. Slow talk to me crazy? So as we're driving through the parking lot, Mr. Slow is like,
hey, go to the store. Go to the store. So
I was like, what the fuck? I literally put my foot on the brake. Do you know that I put my foot on the brake so fucking fast? Do you know that I put my foot on the brake so fast? Like, I literally stopped the car. Like, because who are you talking to? Actually, I want to know who you're talking to. For real. I want to know. You just got in my car. You barely even said hello, right? It's like, hey guys, like, you barely even said hello. I just drove an hour over here so we can hang out. You're not paying me no gas money. You don't run shit. Like, this is my time. You're like, what? Break the car, make everybody lurch forward. And I'm like, I don't know who you thought you were talking to, but you don't run shit here. This is not how things go here. If you need something, you can ask me nicely with respect, or we won't go anywhere.
So he says, oh, please come go to the store.
We go to the store, we come back. The seating arrangement, like I said, Bird Brain was in the front with me. But before we got there, Bird Brain told me,
okay, when we get there, after a while, let's switch, and I'll go sit in the backseat with his brother, and you can sit in the front seat with Mr. Slow.
And I was like, okay, sure. Like, you know, I'm going along with it. We're on a little two-man, right? Like, I should have recognized then that that was a red flag from Bird Brain. We're sitting there, and me, Bird Brain, Mr. Slow, and his brother, we're all talking, we're chit-chatting for a little bit. And then after maybe like 20 minutes, Bird Brain's like,
okay, do you want me to sit in the backseat or whatever with you?
And so then they basically have to fake convince Mr. Slow to come sit in the front seat with me, because I'm chilling, I don't care either way. And she goes to sit in the back seat with his brother. So after they convince Mr. Slow to come sit in the front with me, we're sitting there, and Bird Brain and his brother are in the back, like kikiing, acting like they've known each other for years. Like, you would have thought they were dating seriously. He's in the back seat, she's cuddling with him, he's all over her. Now they're talking in the back seat, and when he got to the front seat, Mr. Slow, he started acting weird. The first 10 or 15 minutes, right, I was trying to chit chat with him, because again, when he was in the back seat, we were all talking. Like, he was being a little quiet, and I noticed that because it was similar to the attitude he kind of had with me at work that one time. But I didn't think anything of it. I was like, well, we just drove an hour, and I told you my friend was coming, and we established all these plans already, so what would be the issue? For 10 or 15 minutes, I'm trying to be like, oh, like, what did you do today? Or like, what have you been up to? Or what are your plans for the weekend? Or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And he's basically ignoring me. Like, he's ignoring me straight up. Like, he's basically like,
yeah, like nothing, like how much, like, yeah, like, yeah.
He's not saying nothing to me, he's ignoring me. So after that 15 minutes, I'm like, why am I begging this man for a conversation? So he would literally be on his phone and then stare straight ahead instead of even like look at me or speak to me or speak to his brother or Bird Brain. Like, he's not talking to none of us. So I started doing the same thing, except for I'm not gonna pretend to be on my phone to make you comfortable. I'll just sit there and I'll stare straight ahead. So when he's doing this weird behavior, nobody says anything, and it's cool. I'm literally watching my gas mileage go down, because you know how your tank says, oh, 300 something miles to empty, 200 miles to empty. So I'm watching this shit go from like 181 to 180 to 179, and I'm like, why am I here? In that moment, I noticed that Mr. Slow is on his phone. Out of my peripheral, I can see that his brother is also on his phone. So basically what I'm seeing happen is his brother is texting him, Mr. Slow, to talk to me. Like, texting him like, why are you not talking to her, or she's gonna want to leave. Texting him something like that. I didn't actually see the message, but I'm not stupid and we're all in my car. Let's be for real.
I know you fucking I agree.
So I don't need nobody to be told to speak to me. So right in that moment, I'm thinking, why am I here? I can literally just leave. This is my car. Right in that moment, when I'm having that thought, Mr. Slow starts tapping my arm like this. Arm is here in the middle console, just resting there. It's not all over his side or anything, just resting there. And when his brother messages him, then he looks at his phone, so obvious, looks at his phone and then puts it down and starts trying to engage with me. And like, oh,
Are we cool, or what's up, what's wrong with you, blah, blah, blah.
there's no problem, nothing's wrong with me, I'm just chilling, just like you. Just like you're on your phone and you're just staring off into space and not speaking to me, I'm just chilling, it's not a problem. He keeps tapping me and stuff on my arm and it's irritating me, so I was like, oh, don't touch me, right? If I say don't touch me and you're touching my hand like this is what he does, y'all. He puts his hand to hover right over my arm, even though I said don't touch me already.
Do not touch me. No me toques.
So he's doing this stuff on purpose to agitate me. So not only is he hovering his hand, but then he continues to touch me after that, like tap my arm. And so I'm telling him, stop touching me. You need to stop touching me because I already said no. No means no. So I try to tell him to stop one more time, and I say, you really need to stop because I have this urge. And he's like,
Oh, what urge?
and I'm like,
The urge to pull your fingernail back off your hand.
but I don't say that. So I go to reach for him really slowly, right? Like real slow, like not even like maliciously or anything. I just go to reach for him.
It's no. JT coming, JT coming, JT coming, and that's all y'all need to know.
Before I even touch this man, mind you, he's already been touching me without my consent.
Oh, are we cool? Are we cool?
After I told you to stop, no means no, everybody's cool with that. But when I go to reach for you, it's a problem. So he takes his other hand before I even touch him, and he grabs my wrist super hard. He's taller than me, he's stronger than me, he's a man. Grabs my wrist super hard, squeezes it, and he's hurting me. I'm literally sitting there with my arm like this in shock that this man just put his hands on me after I specifically just told him, don't touch me.
Is hoes cool? That's what I'm trying to figure out, Bookie. I don't know if a cool or if a hot. I don't know. But we got to check these temperatures nowadays because, you know, you don't know what will be on nowadays.
So as he's grabbing my arm and I'm in shock looking at him crazy, like, why the fuck are you touching me? The song that was playing ends, and right as it ends, I snatch my arm back and I'm like, get the fuck off me. And I yell at him. At that moment, Birdbrain is like, oh, what happened or whatever. And I'm like, nothing. He grabbed my arm and I told him not to touch me. And then the next song started playing and me and him argued a little bit, but then I was like, I'm not arguing with this man who's been ignoring me for 2 hours because, yeah, did I mention that? We were there for 2 hours.
Never again. Never again, I tell you that.
After around like 9 something, like I said, that first 10 or 15 minutes I was trying to talk to him, the rest of the hour, he didn't speak to me, and then when we hit like the 1 hour threshold, when his brother texted him to tell him to talk to me. So at this point, it's almost been 2 hours, and you just manhandled me. Like, who do you think you are? After this, I'm just sitting in silence and I'm ignoring him. Birdbrain and his brother went back to chit-chatting, being booed up in the back seat, and I'm just ignoring him. And he's trying to speak to me now, and even at one point, his brother, like I had turned back and his brother was like cuddling with Birdbrain, like making some type of hand gesture at him, like, oh, talk to her or whatever, before he had grabbed my arm. This is what he did. He's like leaning, like literally, like he's in the passenger and he had dreads or whatever, and I'm in the driver's seat, and he starts leaning like this. Like he's trying to put his hair on me or something. I don't know if he expected me to play in his hair. It's like,
Nah, cuzzy, no free pussy over here.
literally in the driver's seat, this is me, guys. Like, this is me literally scooting over, like, get away from me. Like, why are you trying to come close to me? Like, give me space. You don't want to have a conversation, but you want to touch me. Like, this is crazy. A little bit after he grabs my wrist and I'm ignoring him, he's still trying to talk to me.
Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong?
I'm just ignoring him because I'm gonna hurt this man if I have to speak to him again. After a little while of me ignoring him, he finally stops speaking to me and then tries to say,
Oh, you can take me home now.
mind you, we're still in the parking lot of his baby mother's apartments where he's staying at. So I'm like, what? And at this point, it's like, I am not even gonna get angry with you anymore because if I get angry with you again, I'm gonna do something to you. So I've reverted to the opposite end of the spectrum where we're just gonna be super nice. It's like,
Oh, you can take me home now?
it's like, oh, what do you mean? What about your brother? Like, you brought your brother here with you. Don't you want to take him back with you?
No, he can stay here.
Because his brother and Birdbrain are in the backseat boot up. And that's the whole reason why I felt uncomfortable to leave, because of my people-pleasing tendencies. I felt like I was going to ruin Birdbrain's fun time that she was having. But we're here on my time, my gas, my money. And he's being rude to me, my coworker, the guy that I actually know here. Because I don't know his brother like that. I should have just left. But I was feeling bad, like, oh, I don't want to ruin the time. Like, I did come all the way here. Yeah, that was some bullshit. Oh, Mr. Slow tells me I can just take him home and says that his brother can stay. I'm like, oh, no, like, you came here with him. You need to take him back with you. Like, no, like, take him with you. What did you think this was? Even at one point, I think I'd asked him some type of question, and he mentioned that, like, his daughter was inside the house. So I don't know who his daughter was with during all this, but apparently his kid was literally at the house, and he came out to hang out with me and my friend. Like, who's watching your kid? Like, you'd rather come hang out than spend the evening with your child? Like,
Oh, shit.
that's weird. I would have thought, like, the kid was with its mom or with somebody being watched, but whether or not they're being watched, it's like, you're literally with your kid right now and you're not trying to go spend time with your kid? Okay, all right. You know, I don't have kids. I don't have to go as hard.
I don't have kids. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't have to go as hard.
So I tell him that, and he's saying that he wants to leave, and I'm like, okay, pause the music, lower the music, and tell them that you want to leave, and I'll pull off. I'm not going to be the one to ruin the hangout. The whole time, I was worried about ruining the hangout by not wanting to be there anymore, even though I was clearly being mistreated. So when he tells me he wants to leave, it's like, oh no, I'm not losing this battle. Like, this whole time, I've been here because I don't want to seem like the bad person by having to be like, I want to leave because you're a fucking dickhead. I don't want to, you know, be that person. So no, you want to leave? Just pause the music and tell him you want to leave, and I'll pull off right now.
So he's saying, no, why I gotta do all that? I don't gotta do all that.
I was like, okay, so we'll just sit here. Now you can know how I feel, because I don't want to be here either. I don't want to be here after the first 15 minutes. And now you want to leave, and now all of a sudden I'm supposed to jump? Yeah, you got jokes. I'm letting him suffer. Like, sit in it. Let's sit here and suffer together. Now you know how I felt this whole time.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Fuck 'em.
I said, no, here, I'll do it for you. I lowered the music for him.
He says, oh, she wanted me to tell y'all that we gotta leave.
And I was like, no, you said you wanted to leave, and I told you to just let them know, and then we could go. After he lies to Birdbrain and his brother, and I clarify it, Birdbrain and his brother have the audacity to try to get on my ass too. And his brother's like,
Oh, yeah, you didn't have to, like, let us know or stop the music for that or blah, blah, blah.
and I'm like looking at them weird, and then Birdbrain, my friend, Birdbrain chimes in, and it's like,
Yeah, girl, like, you didn't need to let us know or stop the music. You could have just pulled off and we would have known that you were leaving.
You a dick rider. No. You like to ride dick. Don't you?
what? Bitch, you're supposed to be my friend, and you're siding with these strange men who are not even cute? I literally told you I didn't want either of them. You could have them both if you wanted. Like, what the hell? I felt betrayed in that moment. I was like, okay, I'm the weird one for communicating and letting people know that we're leaving in my car. So I didn't want to be rude and just pull.
Oh, you didn't need to let us know that.
So then they all start trying to
Like, yeah, you didn't need to let us know that.
like I'm the one in the wrong for clearly communicating. After that, I just pull off and I pull up to the spot that we picked them up at. They get out the car. So Mr. Slow has the audacity before he gets out the car to ask me for a hug. After putting his hands on me, ignoring me for 2 hours the entire time we've been there, and disrespecting me this whole time, being weird as hell, because he tried to even use the excuse that, oh,
Your friend Birdbrain's here. I don't know her, so I don't feel comfortable to talk.
what? We just hung out all together, me, you, and your brother the other day, and it was fine. It was cool. I was talking to your brother more than you because you were being quiet. But it's like, now Birdbrain is the issue. Even though I literally told you that I was bringing my friend, and you were like, okay, that's cool. I'll bring my brother. All right. This man has the audacity to ask me for a hug, guys.
He's like, oh, can I get a hug?
And I'm like, no! Like, literally, I said just like that. Like, no! Like, I'm struggling not to laugh at him. Earlier, when he was disrespecting me and ignoring me and stuff, I said, like, quietly, I was like, yeah, you're just too busy being a dickhead. And he didn't hear me because he was too busy trying to argue with me. But his brother heard me, right? He didn't hear me. So now he's asking me for a hug, and I'm telling him, no, you were too busy being a dickhead this whole time. Like, don't ask me for a hug now. You can have a handshake. You want a handshake?
Well, I don't want a fucking handshake or whatever.
And he starts trying to call me dickhead back. And I'm like, you can't use the word that I just said to you back at me as an insult. That's not how this works, bruh. You're not hurting my feelings. You didn't even know this word was a thing before I brought it up. You ain't never said that in your life, okay? Try again. You heard it, he got mad. His brother's in the back. His brother's in the back cracking up because he heard me the first and the second time. So he already knew I was irritated with this man. Bird Brain later told me that his brother said to her while she was in the back seat,
Yeah, I don't know why he's acting like that with her.
even his brother was confused by his weird ass behavior. So there's no explanation for why this man is such a weirdo. I don't know, guys. So after I refuse Mr. Slow's hug, he gets out the car, leaves the front door open, and starts walking off like he's mad or something. It's halfway across the parking lot, and his brother's starting to get out the car as he's halfway across the parking lot. So he gives Bird Brain a hug, gives me a fake ass hug, says bye, I say bye, and then his brother gets out the car. But right in that moment, Mr. Slow runs back to the car and starts looking in like the floor of the passenger seat for, I guess, if he left anything. And then I was like, oh, you mad? He's like,
Oh, I'm not mad.
and then he just leaves and goes back towards the parking lot with his brother. They're leaving. And Bird Brain gets in the front seat with me and asks me what happened. I explain this entire story that I just said to her as we're driving home. She agrees with me, and I start getting really angry because I just sat here for 2 hours, got ignored, got disrespected, got hands put on me, a man put his hands on me and disrespected me, and then asked me for a hug after. Like, what the hell? As I'm driving back, I'm so focused on the story that I'm telling Bird Brain that I noticed I'm going under the speed limit, like 5 under. So, I speed up to go the speed limit. Keep this in mind. We get home, whatever, I drop Bird Brain off, she tells me, like, stop stressing out, just chill. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. And the next day, insert screenshot, Bird Brain text messages me this message. And she says,
Oh girl, yeah, sorry, last night was really weird and rough, but you getting angry just really scared me, and I just need to reevaluate our friendship, if I'm being honest, but we're still good.
mind you, she's seen me get angry before. I've seen her get angry. We would talk on the phone. I'll be like, yeah, this stupid person has me messed up and blah, blah, blah. So it's not like it's the first time she saw me get angry. The fact that nobody stood up for me and one of those people was supposed to be my friend is crazy. And while I was telling Bird Brain the story, she was just kind of like, yeah, like agreeing with me, like she looked scared. So I guess I scared her, right? Because she said she was scared that I got angry. And so I just apologized and I was like, oh, I apologize. That wasn't my intention to scare you. Sorry about that. That's fine, right? But I already know I'm never going to speak to you again because how are you mad at me for expressing myself after going through this whole bullshit situation? I tell you, did you see him grab my wrist? Oh, no, I didn't see all that. Yes, because you were too busy booed up with his brother who you don't even know, bro. You too busy being on whole timing that like, you don't even notice that your friend is literally being manhandled. I get it, right? I'm the one who knew Mr. Slow. But even so, you're texting me, am I okay, in the car where you can see the reflection of my phone in the driver's side window, and you're cuddling with his brother, who's going to see the message that I send you, because he's looking at your phone. You guys are literally booed up like this. Y'all all over each other. So my point was, I didn't feel comfortable to text her that I wasn't okay when she asked me if I was okay while I was there, because you could clearly see my phone, and you're cuddling with his brother. So he's gonna know what I'm saying. And it's just not about to be a group topic of conversation, because you already know your brother is acting weird. We can't force him not to act weird if he's gonna be rude. We can't force him to do anything. What would have been the point of that? So she texts me that, I leave it alone. 2 days later, she messages me talking about Mr. Slow. And she's saying that Mr. Slow texted her. And it's like, how did Mr. Slow even get her number? Oh, his brother must have gave it to him. So Bird Brain messages me a voice message saying,
Oh, hey, your friend, I don't know if he's your friend, but he messaged me and he said that you got him taken off the schedule at work and this and that.
Mind you, like I said, he was acting weird at work. These people, I mentioned their age that we worked with because they were so childish. I was supervisor, right? So they would come to me and say, oh, your friend, Mr. Slow, tell him did he shower today? Because he stinks. What?
Like, tell him that he shower today because he stinks. Oh, tell Mr. Slow that he needs to do this for his job. He needs to do that or whatever. And blah, 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 blah.
And it's like, if you want to tell Mr. Slow something, you tell him. I'm not his mom to be asking him if he showered. It's because I think he would smoke before work, so he'd come in smelling like smoke and they would talk shit about him. I was trying to tell him, like, hey, they said this about you. Like, they're asking me to ask you if you showered. I don't really care if you showered. That's your business. Just letting you know they are talking about you. I'm trying to warn him kind of, but like subtly and say like, hey, watch out. These people are saying this about you. But he's taking offense to it. They were already asking me all this stuff about him, like I was his girlfriend or his family or his bestie or something, just based off of us being friendly, like those few times, and me bringing them that situation where he had an attitude with. It was just all types of weird. So she tells me that I got him taken off the schedule, and it's like, no, bro, you lost your job because you don't do your job, because you suck at your job. That's why you lost your job. I was trying to warn you and help you about that this whole time, and you're not listening to me. You're like, oh, whatever, you're coming into work after smoking, smelling like stuff. You're like not doing your job correctly, and everybody thinks like everybody. I call him Mr. Slow because I literally had these grown-ass adults, people at work, my coworkers, asking me, hey, is he slow?
They were like, hey, is Mr. Slow? Is he slow? Like, do you know if he's like disabled? Is he slow?
And I'm like, I don't know anything about this man. I literally just said I wanted to be his friend one time. Now they're asking me to tell him if he showered. Like, this is crazy. He was accusing me of getting him taken off the schedule, even though I was just supervisor. I wasn't even in charge of the schedule. I said, I was trying to warn him, like, subtly, hey, get this part of your uniform. They're talking about you. Like, they're asking me if you showered. Like, they're gonna get you fired. They're gonna get you removed. So I was trying to warn him about that the whole time, and he just wasn't really catching on. That's why I call him Mr. Slow. Sorry, I don't have anything to do with that I can't explain his weird behavior. Here are a few screenshots from our conversation. And then she starts texting me like we're cool, telling me about the stuff Mr. Slow is saying about me. So he's basically asking her, oh, how was she driving home or whatever. And she gonna lie and say that I was driving crazy. Like I said, I literally noticed I was going under the speed limit, so I sped up to do the speed limit. I was not speeding on the way. Like, I got us there safely, and I got us home safely. I took us to the mall safely, got us back, drove us to her house, to my house, everywhere, then went an hour to go see Mr. Slow, and drove us that hour back, just fine. She didn't have any complaints to address with me in those moments when I was driving. Like, I was angry, and I was like screaming about the situation, but I wasn't screaming at her. I wasn't like, oh, Bird Brain, and you're stupid, no, I was like, Mr. Slow has me effed up, like, he's been doing this and that at work already, now you're gonna act like this when I go to hang out with you or whatever, this is weird. That's what I was expressing in the car. I wasn't angry with her being rude to her or anything. You got scared, that's fine, take your space, but then you're gonna talk shit about me with my coworker that I introduced you to, talking about,
Yeah, she was driving crazy.
Mr. Slow is gonna say,
Oh yeah, I wish I was there to come save you.
with what car? With what car? You don't even have a car, bro. All of a sudden, the same guy who was disrespectful, ignoring me for 2 hours, and then asking me, begging me for a hug, now he's Superman. He's gonna come save Bird Brain from big, bad, evil me. Okay, Birdbrain is telling me this, and I don't know why she thought it was a key to like go talk shit about me with my coworker and then tell me about it. To go along with what he's saying as if it's true and then talk to me about how you're both talking shit about me like it's funny is crazy. After a while, I stopped responding to her. Here are the rest of the screenshots. You guys can pause to read if you want. I stopped responding to her. And then remember how she filled up my tire, right? Or she tried and she didn't actually fill it up because the machine didn't work and it charged her $2.50. A couple days later, this bitch texts me this message, this screenshot right here. Yeah. So after all that stuff that I went through with Birdbrain and Mr. Slow and his brother and all that, Birdbrain has the audacity to text me, oh, you can send me that $2.50 for your tires back whenever you can. Thank you. Like, bitch, you're so broke. You just asked me to buy you food because you didn't have no groceries in your fridge and I did it for you because I'm a good friend. And then you're gonna ask me for this $2.50 back, bitch, after I just drove us 2 hours back and forth to the mall and then 2 hours back and forth to Mr. Slow and his brother, and all you paid me was $25. $25 doesn't cover the full tank that I just wasted, girl, because I had just filled up my tank. Wasting the tank while we're sitting there for 2 hours. And you gonna ask me for $2.50? No, you're brokey, like really. Brokey. Yeah. So I was just so fed up at this point. I was like, girl, here. And I just sent it to her. I didn't even say anything. I just sent it to her. Because Birdbrain, like I said, was so male-centered. Like when we had first got in front of Mr. Slow and his brother and picked them up, she tried to tell me, oh yeah, you know, because we both had roommates at the time. She tried to tell me, yeah.
Like when you came over for that party, my roommates asked me not to bring you over anymore.
I didn't even speak to her roommates that whole party. I saw them for like the last little 10-15 minutes while I was waiting for my ride. That was it. We didn't even really have a conversation. And also, me and Birdbrain were together all day at the mall, at my house, being outside before we hung out with Mr. Slow and his brother. And she had every opportunity to tell me about this then, but she waited until we were in front of the guys, which is so weird. Given, I don't care what they think of me anyway, but she was still so weird for that. So I sent her money, never texted her again. And she actually hit me up like a couple months ago talking about,
hey, hope you're good.
Like, girl, after you press me for $2.50 when I've done nothing but be nice to you and be a good friend to you, drive you around, buy you food and shit like that, then you want to text me after all that?
Hey, hope you're good.
Like, whose temperature do you think you're checking, girl? We used to have each other on TikTok, and it's like, whose temperature do you think you're checking? I don't message you. Like, you're not my friend. You gonna disrespect me and then think you're gonna press me for $2.50 and try to embarrass me in front of my coworker like I give a fuck, and then text me, hey, hope you're good, girl. I'm doing wonderful, actually. I'm doing so great since cutting you off, literally. So I cut off Birdbrain. I never spoke to her again. Like I said, she texted me, hey, hope you're good. Mr. Slow, after all that bullshit, had the audacity to message me, oh, did you make it home safe? And I never texted him. And then after that was when he texted Birdbrain. So, like I said, girl, it was just one big mess. I'm glad I no longer speak or talk with those people. I never blocked Mr. Slow because he was talking shit when we met saying,
oh yeah, I never blocked anybody.
So I didn't block him either. And if he ever was to message me again, I would definitely make an additional part to this story time. But this was my very first story time on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in for Tea Time with Krista. Be sure to follow me on my other social medias, my Instagram and TikTok. I really appreciate it. I'll have those links listed in the description. Make sure to subscribe for more. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could comment and let me know, what would you have done? Would you have left sooner? Would you have called out Mr. Slow? Would you have called out Birdbrain after? Let me know your opinions and thoughts in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!